Today I'm going to walk you through the basics of using Infohio for your research. You might be wondering, why should I use Infohio over search engines I'm used to, like Google or Yahoo? The answer to that question is that when doing academic research, it's important to have valid, reliable sources that you get your information from. Search engines usually lack these types of sources, or they're harder to find because they're mixed together with a variety of other sources like ads, blogs, and personal websites. Databases, like those found through Infohio, have experts who weed out bad sites or poor information and only collect sources that are good sources. Also, through a search engine, you're only getting websites, videos, and images. Through a database, you get access to websites, videos, and images, but also journal articles, newspaper and magazine articles, and primary source documents. Okay, now that we know why to use Infohio, let's look at how to use it. Infohio is found by typing in infohio.org into your address bar. Once there, you'll click on your grade band, 9 through 12. This screen shows you all the different databases you're able to search. Each one may come back with different results. You'll notice that some are more specialized, like Biography Reference Bank, or down below there's a couple of science databases, and they're going to bring back information specifically on those topics. Whereas some are more general, like the World Book databases or Academic Search Premier, and that brings you back information on a variety of topics. The nice thing about Infohio is it now has iSearch, which searches all of the databases and brings back results that fit your key terms. Now, it's important when putting in your key terms that you pick terms that are specific, and you don't need to type a whole question or sentence into the box, nor do you need to use capital letters. Basically, the computer just looks for those words within any of these sources and pulls back all the websites or documents that have those words. So I'm going to use the term North Korea government. And one thing you're going to want to do if you have some terms that you want to keep together, like North Korea, you're going to put them in quotation marks because that holds them together in the computer's eyes. Otherwise, the computer is going to bring back anything with the word North in it, and anything with the word Korea in it, and anything with the word government. Doing it this way means it's going to bring back only things that have North Korea and only things that have government in it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit search, and you'll notice that it opens in a new tab. And iSearch looks a little bit different than it did last year. They've updated it. So the nice thing is it automatically searches our library. So it's going to pull back any books that we have that fit our term, North Korea government, in our library. And you'll notice we have one. If I click on the title of the book, it's going to open a little window that gives me additional information about the book. When I scroll down, I can look at a summary about what the book's about and decide if it's something that I want. If I think that this could be helpful to me, when I scroll up to available, it will tell me if the book is available or if it's checked out, and it gives me the call number where I can find this information or this book. So what I want to write down is that call number and the title, which also can be found on this page right underneath each other. And that's where the librarians can help you find that item. Now, as far as web resources go, it gives you 5 additional tabs with different web resources on them. Basic sources are going to be a little easier to read and understand, whereas advanced sources are going to be a little more difficult. You will find some of the same documents in basic sources that you find in advanced sources too. So you'll just have to go through and decide what works for your project. The nice thing is it does only pull back items that are full text, so you don't have to worry about only getting a short summary of the item. Full text items will give you the entire document. On the left-hand side, it's going to give you some limiters because you notice we have 4,754 results just in our basic tab. So you can limit it by publication date if you want it to only pull items through a certain period of time. You can also limit it by source type. If you click on more, sometimes it has additional ones. So if your teacher says you have to have a newspaper article, you could come and click on news and it will only show you newspaper articles over here. Sometimes primary sources is here because that's one that a lot of teachers require. And so if Infohio has a primary source under your topic, it would pull it over on this left-hand side, and you could limit it by that. And then the other one that I use a lot is subject, because this is going to give you additional key terms. So let's say we're not having success finding anything with our terms that we put in originally, if you come down to subject and more, it will give you other items that might have information that you're looking for. So maybe instead of using my term, maybe I want to use this one, and I can click on that and it will bring me back results that fit this subject. So that's another nice feature. Those are the main ones that I use. There are additional ones below that you can use. I'm not going to go over those today because they're not very common, but definitely pay attention to the publication date, source type, and subject. So let's look at the results that come back under basic sources. It doesn't give you a lot of information, just very brief information. If you want to find out more of something, you just click on the title and it will give you a little bit more information in a new window that pops up. So here's a little abstract about what this item is going to be about. If you want to dig further into that because you really like it or you think it's going to have good information, you click on View and Download and it opens in a new tab. Once that tab opens, then you'll see on the left-hand side is where you're going to get the full text. So HTML full text looks like a website, whereas PDF full text is going to make it look more like the document was scanned into the computer. Also pay attention to your right-hand side because you have additional options. You can print things, email things, get a citation for something, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about those three in just a minute. So let's just go ahead and look at this one for the sake of time, and we're going to look at the PDF full text. So you'll notice while it's opening, it still keeps your right-hand options available to you. It just minimizes them a little bit so that you can see your item. So here is the full text of that article. It looks like a magazine article. Let's say I want to keep this to look more thoroughly at a later date. You can go ahead and print it here or print it over here, or you can email it to yourself. Those are your three options. I will say if you decide to print or email it, I would go ahead and get the citation in case you do find information and then you have it available. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Cite, and it's going to bring up a window where I can choose what type of citation format I want to use. Usually in secondary school we use MLA format, and you can look right here. It already puts it in that format with all of the correct punctuation and capital letters, so you can just highlight, copy, and paste that into a Google Doc or Word document that you're going to use for your citations, as long as you use information from that source. So that's a really nice feature that Infohio has that you're not going to get from a search engine like Google or Yahoo. When I'm done with that, I'm just going to close it. I can close this window because I've printed it to keep for later, and I'm going to come back to my list of search results and go back through and see if there's something else that I want to use. Remember, there's more pages, so make sure you go through and look at those different pages also to find more items. Then if you're done going through some of the basic sources and you're not finding what you need, you might check the Advanced Sources tab and see if there's something in here. Works the exact same way that the Basic Sources tab did. So when you click on the title, it opens up a new window. You can click on View and Download to find the item. Basic encyclopedias works the same way also. Now these are going to be encyclopedia articles, so they're very factual and brief, but Basic's going to be a little bit easier reading level rather than advanced encyclopedias are going to be a little bit harder to read and understand. It might have more information in advanced encyclopedias than it might in a basic encyclopedia. And then the STEM tab deals with science, technology, engineering, and math. So if there's something that fits your key terms under STEM, you might find some additional resources there. So that's really the basics of using Infohio's iSearch to find information for your research. If you have any problems or aren't finding what you need, my first suggestion would be to go to your teacher or come see me in the library, and we can make sure that you're working through everything correctly before you go to an additional source. Because, like I said, there's a lot that comes back through iSearch, and you're going to get the best, most valid resources available here. All right, good luck with your research.